Welcome back to the channel, ladies. I'm Dr. Phoenix, and today I'm going to be sharing 4 foods that you can start incorporating into your diet right now to help you get rid of cellulite or prevent cellulite in the future. And just a quick little mention before we get into the foods. All of these are very, very common foods to find that you can locate easily in your local grocery store or health food store. So now let's jump in with food number 1, which is water. Now, you guys have heard me talk about water extensively on the channel and how you should be drinking it. But when it comes to cellulite, the reason why we want to go after water is because dehydration is bad overall, okay? But when it comes to cellulite, dehydration can make your cellulite look even worse. That dimpling on the skin is going to become even more pronounced when your skin is dehydrated and dry. So one very simple way to help counteract this is to drink more water, because the water is going to help rehydrate the skin from the inside out. It's going to help plump up the skin, make it look more smooth and supple. So it's kind of like you're camouflaging that cellulite. So food number 1, very simple. Drink more water because of the ton of health and beauty benefits of water, and then also to help you with that cellulite. Now let's move over to food number 2, which is green tea, one of my favorite foods in addition to water. So the reason why you want to get some more green tea in your diet is because green tea has many, many benefits. If you Google green tea, tons of studies have been done on green tea's benefits as far as health and beauty. But when it comes to cellulite, green tea is great because it's going to help crank up your metabolism, and it's going to help crank up fat burn in your body. And this is wonderful because the reason why you get cellulite, women get cellulite, even men get cellulite, is because of 2 big things. So thing number 1 is that your fat cells are getting bigger and bigger because you're accumulating more body fat. So as those fat cells enlarge, they're going to start pushing up to the overlying connective tissue and the skin, and then you're going to see that dimpling. And we can help counteract this if we would just crank up our metabolism, and you can do that with green tea. It's going to help you burn body fat more efficiently. Now let's double back a little bit to food number 1, because if you're not sold on drinking more water, I wanted to add this in. And this is also important for you to know when it comes to metabolism and fat burn. And that is that water also helps boost your metabolism. In fact, water is a crucial element to the fat burning process, which means your body physiologically needs water, ladies, in order to burn body fat. So the more and more you become dehydrated, the harder and harder it is for you to burn body fat and to lose weight. That's just how it is. So for those of you who haven't been sold on drinking water yet, maybe that's a little bit more of an incentive for you to throw some water into your diet, or just throw it in because you want to help get rid of that cellulite, all right? So now let's move on to food number 3. And this is kind of a broad category of foods. So we're talking about protein-rich foods, and we're going after protein-rich foods because we want those amino acids from the protein. And here's why. So when our body eats protein, when we eat protein, better said, our body breaks down the protein into amino acids, and amino acids are just the building blocks of protein. So you take amino acids and we assemble amino acids and we form protein, but our body's going to take that protein that we eat, whether it's like chicken or egg or whatever, and it's going to break it down to the amino acids, and then it's going to use those amino acids to build the connective tissue that sits above the fat cells, because this is how it is. We've got the skin on top, we've got connective tissue here, and then we've got fat cells underneath. And when those fat cells start getting bigger and bigger, they start pushing up against that connective tissue. And if that connective tissue is weakened, it will start to give way, and that causes the dimpling on top of the skin that is known as cellulite. Very simple. So one way that we can help counteract the cellulite is to make our connective tissue stronger. And we do this by giving our body the building block that it needs to strengthen that connective tissue and make it thicker and stronger. And those are amino acids. Now, the thing with protein-rich foods, I'm not going to name one specifically. There are so many protein-rich foods. Just Google it, ladies. But just off the top of my head, we can go after things like lean meat, chicken, eggs. Quinoa is a protein-rich food. Greek yogurt is also very rich in protein. A small amount of green yogurt is packed with protein. So these are foods that you can go after to give you the protein, which your body's going to take and use the amino acids from the protein to build up that connective tissue, okay? Now, let's move on to our final food, number 4, and that is almonds. And the reason why we want to go after almonds is because of a hormonal factor. So almonds are going to give us something known as plant sterols. That's a compound that we're going to get from the almonds. And why this is important is because as women age, our estrogen levels start to dip, starts to go down. And estrogen is a very important hormone in women. I know many of you have heard about estrogen when it comes to reproduction, and estrogen is what makes us uniquely women. But when it comes to our blood vessels, estrogen is also important. Estrogen is what keeps our blood vessels smooth and working efficiently. And as those estrogen levels dip, our blood vessels become more hardened, less efficient at transporting blood and transporting nutrients and waste through those blood vessels. And the way to think about it in terms of cellulite is to think of your blood vessels like this highway system that's just running all through your body, all right? And the highway is bringing nutrients to things like the connective tissue needs the amino acids. So that highway is bringing in the amino acids. And then another highway is taking out things like the fat from the fat cells and transporting it away to be metabolized and, excreted from the body. But if your highway system is defective, and that's going to happen as estrogen levels go down, it's going to be harder and harder to bring those nutrients in and take that fat away. And that's where the almonds come into play, because they're going to give you those plant sterols, which are going to help stabilize the estrogen levels and cause them not to dip as rapidly as we age. Okay, ladies? So those were our 4 foods that we need to target or incorporate into our diet if you want to help get rid of cellulite or prevent cellulite in the future. Just a quick recap, those foods again are water, green tea, protein-rich foods or amino acid-rich foods, and almonds or any type of nuts or seed. And that, ladies, was our video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, drop down, give me a like. Also share your thoughts down in the comments, ladies. As always, it is my pleasure. Stay beautiful, much love, and I'll see you again very, very soon.